I had no idea when I got behind this camera what I wanted to talk about, but I knew it was going to be a yapping session. Welcome to Yappy Hour. And also, as somebody who hates being in front of the camera, um, re- visibility therapy, projection therapy. As a new founder, I'm understanding and learning that this is something that is a part of building a business and growing a business. And I'm not trying to sell my business, but I am going to introduce you to my app, Vantage Point. And I think it's a perfect opportunity because what I've learned as I've been building my businesses, I am I'm living the app that I'm building. And what better way to not only build it up with the culture, build it up with the people, build my audience at the same time, and pitch to the people. Like, I left corporate last year, and that wasn't my reasoning for building this app, but it was my reason for executing. And I can spitball you. I can tell you all of the reasons, whatever, that I didn't fit in. Blah blah blah. I'm not a victim. At the end of the day, what it came down to me was ownership. I would be in those rooms, and I was moving up the ladder, and I reached that point in the human psychosis of corporate where I just started thinking about everything. And I'm like, man, I'm investing so much and I'm throwing so much here, these ideas, and changing the culture. I'm a part of the culture community. I'm the president. Look at this. This is diversity. But I would feel like I'm doing so much, but I don't feel like I own anything. It's because I didn't. And for me, if I'm putting in a significant amount of me into something, I want that investment back. And what I feel like there's just an imbalance on what you get back from just, working for most of the corporations, because they're all within the matrix, they're all within the system, right? And it's the same thing in the creator economy, where a lot of creators, they are, pushing content. They are content robots. They are selling shit. They are living on these platforms day and night. But I can guarantee you, you do not own any of that platform, any of that. And that's where Vantage Point steps in the arena and kind of disrupts and shake things up, because I want to change that. I'm living the app, right? And this is something that is naturally very true to me. I'm not just doing it as I sit there and I studied this group, and yeah, I studied the problem. I see the problem clearly and I want to solve it, but I'm a part of the demographic that I want to see that change and make an impact in that world. So what better way to do that than to be a part of the culture, shout out to Tom Anderson, because he definitely inspired the world that I'm building. I don't want to even speak like that. And like, I'm building this world where what Tom did is he gave us this infrastructure and said, you create your world and bring people into it. That's what I'm doing with Vantage Point. I just want to provide you the land, and you build out your real estate, build out your creative estate. You do what you do. You control your access. You control every single thing. I don't even like using the word monetization, because I feel like that's a word where you have to earn money. On Vantage Point, this is a space where if you want to, you can bring in revenue by putting your value out there, by saying, hey, I know that I'm worth this, so I'm going to create this room and invite people to come into it and show up for my worth, in my worth. And you set the price like it should be, right? Like, you set your price. That's one of the reasons why I also went into consulting. Also, at the same time of building my startup, I started a consulting agency, because I want to set the price for my time. My time is hella valuable. And stepping out of that system made me realize how precious, it was and how time was. And, we're living in this economy where, you got to watch this guy on YouTube who talks about economics. And infographics tells you how we're living in a system that the boomers created to help them thrive from all the way into their deathbed. But the thing about it is, that's where it ends. And so now we're in that space where we're seeing like, damn, the economy is changing because the systems that were built for them is no longer working for us, the latter generations. And that's okay, because now we're ushering in the generations that we know our worth, right? And we're gonna do that. I just saw creators out in Caen, France. Man, I'm gonna speak that into existence to be there the next time, where it's just them. There's no middleman, there's no management, there's nobody, gatekeeping, because that's all the shit is a bunch of fucking gatekeepers. Before I go on a rant, I'm gonna keep going with Vantage Point. But yeah, what I'm doing with Vantage Point is digital structure to provide ownership within, I'm gonna call it the new creator economy. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I want to be a for us by us. I don't even want to pull in any VC funding, none of that, public funding, none of that. Like, I want to build with the culture. I want to grow with the culture. I want to grow with the audience. This is a space where if you already have an existing audience, great, because we have that. That's what these platforms, social media has done for us. It's a way to build up an audience and build up visibility. You don't need that on Vantage Point, because this is an intentional app where people are coming to, they can intentionally find you. They don't have to wait on their algorithm to push something based on, what they swiped up or what they hearted, what they, bookmarked. Like, they can go in by category, by chronological order, and find you and say, oh, that shit is dope. Go through your portfolio and connect and show love. And on the other end, you intentionally have intentional engagement and intentional audience. You can control the access. There's no comments or anything. You can focus on your creativity. And when it's time, because as a creator, you have to make money, right? It's the world we live in. You have to make money. When it's time to do that, you have the opportunity to do that by creating a room and bringing that in. So, okay. Now, with saying that, and I'm thinking in the most unconventional way possible. Like I said, I don't want to go for venture capital. And in a way, I don't even want to pitch to corporations. You know what I'm saying? So, in the most untraditional way, I'm going to pitch it to y'all. And build out my users one at a time. So I already told you my story, but Vantage Point is your world from your point of view, and this is where you can build your own creator economy. This is where you create, this is where you curate, this is where you control. Vantage Point is the creator platform for ownership, access, and value. That's it. My story, I've already told you that. I don't want to pretend it's something just so inspiring. Everybody's in their mass exodus, no matter the reason, right? But for me, after spending years in corporate systems and contributing to the rooms and everything, like I said, I knew I would never own anything that they weren't providing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of corporations don't provide you a lot of ownership. What they give you in return, the ROI, it's something, because you get healthcare, which is another system. They're just two systems that in order to have this, you have to have this, right? And it's the golden handcuffs theory, right? They give you, I guess, retirement funds, but if you look at how it's going right now, that's also becoming a hell of a risk right now. And the way, I think it just depends on how you want to live. But again, that was my reasoning. As a creator, same glass ceiling there, same glass ceiling in that industry where we see creators just building out this culture, building out these audiences, amazing fan bases, amazing following. We see it. Watch Love Island. Like, I feel like that's a social media experience just on television, which I feel like one day will be on social media. And they're bringing these value to the platforms, but again, there is no ownership. And Vantage Point is not just me like redefining the room. So I don't want to restructure things to where I'm still not giving creators ownership. This is an outcome based app. If you're not successful, this app not successful. If you don't share your creativity within the gallery, if you don't build out this creative field, this creative feed, Vantage Point won't exist, which is why I can't wait to start onboarding creators and users to really, build out this world. It's a world from the creator's perspective, from your POV. It's me owning it and then providing creators the infrastructure to do the same thing. The Tom Anderson effect, right? I want to introduce you to this world, and you can build your estate on it. You can curate your access, and you can control your value. Set your own terms. The mechanics are simple. Your estate, your access, and your value are your assets that build out your creator economy. So you may ask, okay, because again, I'm not anti-social media. I still use social media heavily. I still consume, but I consume in a way where, to me, it's controlled because it's for research purposes, right? But I have been a heavy consumer when I was, working in corporate. It was one of the things that I would do that I thought would kind of help me decompress, but it just shot my nervous system. But again, with being online, obviously, and also being a creator, I saw the problem. Creators are building assets on rented land. More exposure is less worth. And I want you guys to understand that. You guys are putting it out there. And it's great for the platform because, again, they want people to live on the platform day and night. But for you, the more, it's just psychology. The more you expose yourself, the more people are going to feel entitled to you and feel like they're not going to value your presence as much if you're overly exposed. And also, remember I told you, when you sit and you think about the ROI with this overexposure, your reach is limited, your audience access is too broad, distribution is driven by consumption, overconsumption becomes the model. Like I said, visibility is dictated by the algorithm. Engagement is not always intentional. Revenue is limited through controlled monetization, and then your content is becoming exploitative. So all those things is what I just mentioned to you, and you see it. Even when you finally break the threshold, right, and you're out of this 200, 300 views jail, and they're giving you more visibility. Sometimes it's not even the right engagement. When you have a platform that allows you to purchase views, you got to question that and say, okay, so what's the actual purpose of it? What are views to the creator? What does it actually do for the creator? And really, it's just a way to keep you in a continuous loop. And creators don't need another place to post on a continuous loop. They need the infrastructure to build value of what they actually own. And this is my solution. And that solution is ownership becomes the framework. Creators already have platforms to attract an audience. We have that. You can build your audience. But what's missing is the infrastructure between attention and value. That gap. And what we need is a direct line to intentional demand. And Vantage Point gives creators a place to connect, to build the room, and shape the experiences that engage the audience through direct audience demand, creator controlled access, intentional releases. And just to break down the product architecture, because I love architecture, I love design, and I feel like as a product, it has to make sense, right? So when you go and you go into the app, especially when I get you guys to go and test flight it, I want you to have that feeling that you're creating a digital estate. And what that is the land. Think of the land as Vantage Point, which is the platform. That is where you build your creator economy. This is your MySpace. Your home is your My POV page, and this is your creative home and your control center. This is where you do legit every single thing for your creativity. Your property are the VP rooms. These are curated spaces for exclusive releases, events, collections, and experiences that you provide to your intentional audience. Your access are the digital keys. These are controlled entry into every single room that you create. So if you only feel like, okay, I only want 50 people in my space for this, you set that up. And your exhibition, your public exhibition, when you get your portfolio out, this is the gallery. This is where creators can find other creators to collab. This is where they can push their stuff in the exhibition, in the public gallery, and it's a public space for your portfolio work and intentional discovery that I talked about. The business model, and this is where we talk about revenue. I don't want to call it monetization because you're not, like I said, monetization is a system. If you don't make money, this app doesn't make money. You don't have to do a subscription. This is a free platform, and it's an outcome-based platform. And the rooms, like I just talked about, the VP rooms are the business model, and access to those rooms become the revenue. So creators package access around exclusive releases, events, collections, and experiences. VP rooms allow creators to turn intentional demand into money by setting the room type, release date, capacity, and the price. And then you have a creator payout. And of course, like I said, VP takes a 10% fee from each room. And this is where we have value, because I know you feel it. You feel the matrix. If you don't feel the matrix, you're gonna one day you'll feel it when you think of it as a system. But you're gonna feel this disruption, right? This innovative disruption. The shift from attention to ownership is happening, and the ladder to creative success is evolving. So only on the VP app right now, you can get built-in ownership. You can get digital access control, full autonomy. Creators decide from their POV how their world is experienced and on their terms. You get IP leverage and agency. You can leverage your portfolios, your earnings, your audience retention to open doors outside of traditional systems, right? Direct distribution, a direct lane to audience, consumers, fan bases, businesses, and partnership opportunities. This is the only app right now that has that. And right now, guys, I am going into test flight testing. This is my feedback. This is where I just want to experiment with the product. I want to see if, first of all, if it's a usable product, if it's a product that's, visually and aesthetically great, because I want it to also be a tone to where it's like it's calming. It gives you that mood of you want to be on the app, right? But you don't have to be on all the time. But you want to. It brings you into that space, and I just want you guys to test it and just give me some true, honest feedback. Because again, I'm building this with you. I want to build this with the culture. This is culture aligned growth, expansion, and that's what I have. I don't want to build by funding, because it's going to take away the foundation of it all. It's going to take away the creativity of it all. It's going to take away the creator in me. And I want to build with the culture, and I want to engage, and I want it to be like, have those early tastemakers to say, nah, and I can go back in there and rewire some things and update and change some things. I want to have that cultural gravitation to build out that ecosystem. Like, it is a for us, by us world, and I can't wait to, have it to where, I'm able to, really, really start putting this out in the market and disrupting the industry with the help of you guys. And that's why I'm doing this untraditional way of pitching. And we call it a pitch, but yeah, I'm pitching to you. I'm pitching to the world right now, the creative world, the creator economy, the new creator economy that is emerging, that I see, that we see. I want, let's build this amazing thing. There's this thing, and I saw, and of course I'm yapping at the end, but stay with me, where a lot of corporations, a lot of companies, I saw it was like it was about that burger restaurant. It was like P. Terry's, and they had an opportunity to go public, no, to go private, to have a private share, whatever. And instead they decided to open up basically like a trust fund and have it to where employees can own the companies. And that's the type of shit that I want to do, that I'm doing digitally. We have to speak this, we have to manifest the things that we want in life. And so in these comments, in the comment section, in the description, I'm going to leave all of my information where you can find me, where you can reach out to me. I'm networking, I'm expanding, I'm trying to get out, and I'm trying to have that visibility to where you know what it is and you can reach me and you can be a part of this, be a part of this journey. I want to make an impact. So let's truly make an impact. So hope you enjoyed that yap session. It is definitely yappy hour. And I thank you guys for your time. I don't think I ever even said my name, but I'm Christian Riley, and I'm the founder of Vantage Point.